The most important skill you can develop in the age of AI is mental health. It is stability. It is people skills. It is all the soft skills. Those are the most important skills in the age of AI. Because if you have super intelligence, if you have machines that can do all the work for you, then there's really no point in learning those specific skills unless you're just curious and you want to learn. The practical skill is going to be interacting with other humans well and applying the technologies that exist and just being a stable person, because I think that with all this technology that's coming, it's just going to accelerate everything that we've been seeing in terms of social media having detrimental effects on people. Because if you have, I don't know, algorithms that are making it so that you get sucked into content on social media because it's so stimulating, well, if it's already that at that level currently, it's going to be at an even higher level once the AI gets better. So the best thing, the best skill you can develop is not any particular technical skill or some kind of knowledge, specialized knowledge. No, it's your ability to be stable as a human being, to be able to communicate with people, to have mental health, to get really good at avoiding all the pitfalls, all the traps that exist currently in today's world. That's the biggest skill. So for me, in the past few weeks and maybe even month, I haven't been doing so good. I have been doing bad. I've been in a pit, a rut, that's what you call it. I've been in a rut, and now I'm finally starting to get out of it. And the way I started to get out of it is by taking small steps to build momentum. Momentum is very valuable because it allows you to make progress even when you're not working. You see, when you have no momentum, you have to do everything yourself. You have to push this machine, you have to put energy into it so that you can get something in return. But when you have momentum, you can actually step away from the machine and you will still get returns because all the work you did previously got you to a point where the machine is sort of running by itself. That is what momentum is. But it's funny because when you get momentum, you get rewards for not doing anything. And that is exactly what causes you to lose momentum, because you are getting rewards. You are getting results without actually putting work in. So that's what causes you to lose momentum, because you stop working, because you realize, oh, I'm getting rewarded without doing anything, so I'm just gonna not do anything. But then that's exactly what causes you to lose the momentum. Okay, so in my personal situation, to get myself back on track, I started by focusing on developing a good sleep schedule once again, because I lost that recently. I have not been following a sleep schedule. And the way I'm doing it is I'm using my whiteboard. So what I've done is I've taken my whiteboard and I've created a little table on there where I have the 7 days of the week. I read out all the dates on the whiteboard and I, divide that into 7 little squares. And then every single morning what I do is I write the time that I woke up that morning. So today, for example, I woke up at 8:45 a.m. And that's an improvement because the day before, I can look at my little table and I woke up at 8:57 a.m. So I'm pushing back my wake up time to be earlier, to be around 7, 6 a.m. where I was before. And just seeing that tiny little progress from today compared to yesterday, it's motivating. And then it encourages me to do better tomorrow. Because every day I wake up, I look at my whiteboard and I can visually see my progress. So that's very exciting. So that's my recommendation to you, is use a whiteboard to keep track of things and put it in a place that's very visible in your living space so you see it frequently and you can see what is your trajectory. Are you improving or are you declining? And you need to see that. You need to be aware of it because that's what allows you to correct it or to continue doing the things that are getting you those positive results. Now, the cool thing about the whiteboard is that you can use it for all kinds of things. You can use it to track your personal goals, like things about, waking up on time. I don't know, maybe you want to eat certain foods, stuff like that. But you can also use it for your business, or if you have, I don't know, career goals or whatever. So in my case, I have my agency, which is a marketing agency where we use AI tools to get results for our clients. And in my case, the most important thing I can do for my business to make it grow is to run ads or to do outreach via email or phone calls. So in my case, what I can do is I can use my whiteboard to keep track of the progress I'm making in those metrics. So for example, how many emails did I send today? Or how many cold calls did I do? Or did I publish ads today? Right? So I can make my little table, and what you want to do is you want to write down the number of actions you took that are actually direct inputs that are going to get you the results you want. So in my case, I would make my little table with every day of the week, and I would write down for every single day how many cold emails I sent that day. And just visualizing the progress is very good for you because, like I said, it helps you understand whether or not you're on an upward trajectory or if you're declining. And then you can course correct accordingly. Your environment is everything. If you're stuck in a rut, change your environment. This is what I did recently, is I actually just rearranged all the furniture in my room, in my apartment, simply because I want to trigger something in my brain so that it understands that this is a new season, that we are going to have new behaviors in this season. It's not going to be like the previous one. There's going to be a shift, there's going to be a change, there's going to be an evolution. And anything you can do to change your environment, to make it radically different, so that in your mind it is categorized as something different, then you have a good chance of creating new habits which are productive and are going to get you better results in your life. So change your environment. Ideally, you would go to somewhere totally different, but simply changing the furniture works. You can also change the clothes you wear. You can change your routine. Just switch things up. Just do it for the sake of switching things up, because it's going to trigger something in your brain to say, okay, this is a fresh slate, a new start. We're going to do things differently now. And that is how you can introduce new habits into your life. Money math. If you have a monetary goal for your income, for your business, what you can do is you can do money math. You can reverse engineer all the actions you need to take in order to get that number. So if you want $10,000 a month in profit, what you can do is you can say, okay, how much am I charging for my service? Right? So let's say I'm charging $2,000. Let's say I'm charging $2,500 actually for my service. Okay, well, if I divide 10,000, I divide 2,500 into that, that's 4. So I would need 4 clients, 4 closed sales to get that 10,000. But that's just assuming that's 10,000 of revenue. So we have to adjust the equation a bit. Let's say I'm getting $2,000 in profit from that. That's a very good margin, I think. 2,000 out of 2,500. So really, I need to get 5 of those deals closed to get 10,000 in profit. So then the question is, okay, how many sales calls do I need to get those 5 deals closed? And I don't know, let's say you get 10% close rate. So that means that you would need 50 sales calls to get 5 deals closed. So 50 sales calls in 1 month, that's like averaging 1 or 2 sales calls per day, every single day of a month. So how do you make that happen? Well, you need lots of traffic. So you can get that traffic organically, or you can do paid ads. So then the question is, okay, well then how much money do I have to spend to get that amount of traffic so that I get that amount of sales calls booked every single day? And then you see it's a whole equation, because then that money is taking away from your profit because you have to spend it on ads. So that's what you have to do, is you have to do that money math and figure out how everything works, clearly define it, get extremely detailed, and then now you have something to work towards. Because if you want to accomplish anything in this life, you have to be very specific on what you want. If you are vague, then you're going to get something unexpected. You have to be specific. Very, very, very specific. Okay, goodbye.